morning. Welcome back. I'm K. Shailaja Rao, soft skill trainer. So today, as you can see, what I'm going to speak about is goal setting. I'm sure all of us have set some new goals. We've just gone past the new year. We had another new year. And generally, the new year is the time when we make some resolutions, when we may take some vows, or we set some goals for ourselves. It could be simple things like, oh, from this new year onwards, I'm going to sleep early, get up early, or I'm going to stop having soft drinks, or I'll try to reduce my weight, or I'm going to go walking, or I'm going to exercise, or I'm going to buy a skipping rope and skip. So all these sorts of vows that we make, that promises we make to ourselves, are actually goals. They're goals we have made, but most of us, after the first 2-3 days, we forget what we've wanted to do, or the vows we've taken, or the promises we've made to ourselves. Most of the time, because following your vow or following your promise is very difficult. Imagine if you have to give up you thought about it on New Year's Eve or on 31st December that I'm going to stop having soft drinks. But then you go out on first you've managed to do it. First you've not taken any soft drink at all. Or on the 3rd there's a birthday party and you go and meet your friends and everybody is having a Coke with their burger or with their biryani, and then you're so tempted, and when a friend says, it's all right, just have one. And then within no time, your vow is broken. Your promise is gone. Your goal that you were not going to have soft drinks this year is gone down the drain. Why does this happen? Why can't we stick to what we have set up? There are various reasons for this. So let's today see how goal setting is very important for an individual, especially for a student or any individual to succeed. Unless you have a goal, suppose you start say from Kakinada or Rajahmundry or Vijayawada, whichever place. Unless you have a goal, I want to reach Hyderabad. Okay, unless you have a goal, it's very difficult for you to take a route. If you don't have a goal, you just get up and say, oh, I want to go somewhere today. It's not possible, right? You don't know where you want to go. Is there any way you will reach there? Probably not. You have to have a destination, and even if you can say I'm going to get up today and go to Hyderabad. Okay, unless you have a goal, say I'm going to reach Hyderabad by tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening or some time frame. It's very difficult. You can just say I just want to go to Hyderabad. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen after 3 days. It could happen after a month. So there's no time frame. So that's why we sort of become lethargic and we forget about what we have thought of doing. So in this session, we're going to see how to set goals, how to stick by those goals, how to achieve those goals. There are simple things that you can do to set proper goals and then achieve them and work towards them and achieve them, and then reward yourself. You can pat yourself on the back when you achieve a goal. I'm sure people who have tried maybe losing weight and worked a little hard, maybe in a month if you lose a kg or 2, you're so excited, and that day you'd like to tell everybody that, like, I have lost. If somebody tells you that, hey, you're looking slimmer, you feel elated, you feel so happy, you feel joyous because you've achieved your goal of losing some weight. If the same thing is done in a proper manner, you could lose a lot more and you could achieve a lot more success. So let's see how goal setting is important for everyone. So Napoleon Hill once said, whatever the mind can conceive or think, you can achieve it. The body can do it. It's all in the mind. Do you think, all of you probably know Usain Bolt, right? He's the fastest runner in the world, or the fastest person in the world, or till recently he was. So, if he did not believe that he could run the 100 meters within the 10 seconds. If he did not believe he could do it, do you think he could do it? That's the problem. Most of us don't give ourselves credit. We do not believe that we can do something. And that's why we do not set a goal. So he set the goal that he was going to achieve the 100 meters mark within the 10 seconds and within 9 seconds, and he was able to achieve that. So whatever your mind can think, you can achieve it. Your body will do it. That's why people who are out of accidents, or who are overcome great hurdles, you talk to them, and then you will realize, or read about them. You read about them. There are so many books. There are so many TED Talks nowadays. There are so many videos nowadays. YouTube. Go to any person who's overcome a very life-threatening, could be a disease or an accident or something, and how they overcame that, and then went on to achieve something. Even a person with both the legs or both hands and with all faculties intact is not able to achieve. So if you can think about it, you can achieve it. So what is a goal? What is a goal? A goal is a desired result that a person can visualize and plans, and he commits to achieve it. When you do your New Year resolutions, a New Year resolution is something where you think about it, you plan. You don't plan properly. You're just thinking about is going to get you there. Very wrong. No. Just thinking about something will not get you there. You have to have a proper plan. You have to visualize yourself, and you have to commit to achieve it. In case, you think a New Year resolution was to, have, say, 100% attendance. Or say, okay, I want to lose 5 kgs of weight. If your resolution was that, you have to be committed to that. You cannot go and eat everything and drink everything that is available and then not exercise and expect to lose weight. Can you? No. You have to work towards. You probably have to cut down on your diet, have a proper diet, and then you'll have to exercise also in order to achieve that. So commitment is required. And then, according to Merriam, a goal is an end towards an effect to which the effort is directed. Goals are dreams and wants, except a goal is more specific. Goals are dreams. I don't know how many of you have read that, have heard about Abdul Kalam. I'm sure all of you know. He's one of our greatest past presidents of India. And he was a youth role model for many youth. He's a role model for me too. And he said, dream big, and then work towards them. And he says, dream not in your sleep. Dream with your eyes open. That is, dream when you're awake. It's only when you're awake that you can achieve your goals. If you sleep and dream, you probably, you get up and you forget all about it. So a goal is a dream which you can see when you're awake. And you can see nothing else but that. That's when you can achieve your goals. That's when you can reach your goals. That's when you can surpass your goals. So dream, that is, have a big goal, and then work towards that goal. Only then, all other things are just dreams. But a goal is where you work towards it, and which is more specific. If you just, your New Year resolution is just, I just want to lose some weight. You have not decided how much. You have not told yourself when. You've not told anybody else you've made this. So how are you going to achieve it? Because you yourself don't know what you want to do. So a dream, that's a dream. But a goal would be, I want to lose 5 kilos of weight within the next 3 months. And you tell your friends, your near close ones that you plan to do this, so that whenever you probably go a little off path, they can remind you. So purpose of a goal. So it gives you a purpose, it gives you something that you want to achieve, that you want to enhance your life in some way. If you have a goal like I want to do, I've been a 60% student all my life, but my goal in graduation is I want to achieve 75% or 80% marks from my first semester onwards. Then it gives you a purpose in life. Why are you going to college? Not just to while away time or for time pass or just to pass graduation, but you want to do it with distinction. You want to do it with 80% or 85% marks. So that would be a goal, proper goal. And you need to know about your goals and that you ought to have them always. Always. Otherwise, life becomes meaningless if you have no goal. If I say, what are you doing today? Nothing. I'm just going to college, coming back. Nothing much to do. Do you feel happy? I'm sure you don't. If you say that I'm going to college, I'm going to get 85%, and at the end of 3 years, I want to get a good job. Again, good job is not specific enough. I want to be a accountant in a good firm or in a reputed firm, in a finance firm, or I want to work in a bank at the end of my graduation. That would be a proper goal, and if you keep on thinking that, you can achieve that when the time comes or when you're working towards it. So what are the types of goals? Immediate goals. That is, goals that can be achieved within a short span of time. Like I said, I want to give up having non-vegetarian. This can be done immediately. You can start about it right the day you decide, and within 30 days you can give it up, right? Giving up soft drinks or spending too much time on WhatsApp. It's not a big deal. You can say, okay, from today I'm going to. You cannot say I'm going to cut down watching WhatsApp. Doesn't make sense, because how much do you cut down? Every time you open your WhatsApp, you'll think, oh, this is important. I'm going to do it the next hour. So if you have a goal like, I'm going to watch WhatsApp only for half an hour in the afternoon and half an hour in the night, and probably in the afternoon is maybe from 4 to 5 or 4 to 4:30 or maybe 1 to 1:30, and in the night from 8 to 8:30. That's all. The rest of the day I'm not going to see any WhatsApp messages. Whatever I have to do it between half an hour in the afternoon and half an hour at night. So if you have a goal like that, you can stick to that because you have a time frame, you know what you want to do, and that's a short-term goal. You can achieve it within the next 30 days. Once you start doing it, I know that lots of you during this COVID or during this lockdown have become addicted to social media. You could have a goal saying you could cut down on social media. If you just say I'm going to cut down on social media, doesn't have much effect. You really don't know, do I cut down on Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram? So you're confused. You don't know what you want to do. You will say, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. But if you say, morning I'm going to watch Instagram for half an hour, afternoon I'm going to do WhatsApp for half an hour, and maybe Facebook, and that's it for the whole day. 1.5 hours of my time I'm going to give for social media, and the rest I'm not going to touch my phone. Then if you stick to that and if you work towards it, you can achieve your goal, and this is a short-term goal, right? I want to lose 2 kgs within 1 month. Short-term goal. I want to practice shuttle with my, at least playing shuttle for exercise for half an hour daily. Short-term goal. So these are short-term goals or immediate goals. Then what are short-term goals? Short-term goals are generally from 3 months to 6 months. Sometimes immediate goals are not possible. So if you want to go from a 50% student to an 80%, I want to achieve 80% in this semester. Do you think you can do it in a month or 15 days? Probably not possible. You need a longer period, maybe 3 months, 6 months. So these are short-term goals. This, improving yourself, achieving a first rank or achieving 80% cannot be an immediate goal. It would be a short-term goal. You have to give yourself time. Even losing weight for that matter, it cannot be done within a week, okay? Unless you go on a drastic diet, which is not good for you. So it could be a short-term goal. I would like to lose maybe 5 kgs within the next 3 months, or I would to improve my marks for the next semester. I've always been a 60% student. I want to become an 80% student. I want to achieve 80% in my first semester. That is a short-term goal. I would like to read, maybe, I have never read books, which is good for me, but I would like to start reading books from now till the next 3 months. I should have read at least 5 books. You can start simple. You can start by picking a small book and then read 5 books at least in the next 3 months. That is a short-term goal. So, participating in the Chennai Marathon, when you participate, you don't have to win, but participation is a great thing in a marathon. So, but unless you practice, you probably cannot walk or run for that distance. So, participating in a marathon, you have to do a little bit of homework, you have to do a little bit of preparation, you have to increase your stamina, make yourself fit to participate. So, that takes a little while. So, that's a short-term goal. And passing the exams or getting some fixed percentage, as I was saying. So, long-term goals. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, where this slide had gone to. So, long-term goals. Long-term goals are generally 1 year to 5 years or more. Generally, long-term goals are career goals, or when you talk to somebody who's passed out or who's doing a job, you ask him what your goal is. He'd probably say, I would like to build a house. By the time I'm 40, I would like to have a big house in Hyderabad or Kakinada or whichever place. Or I would like to buy a BMW. You can't buy a BMW just after you join work, right? If you're just a middle class person like everybody else, unless you're very Ambani's son or something. So, if your goal is that, it's a long-term goal. You have to save to reach there. In order to save, you have to earn enough to reach there. In order to earn enough, you have to do well in your job, in your studies to get there. So, if you have a long-term goal, you have to work towards it step by step. So, building a own house within 5 years, or become a general manager to a reputed firm within 5 years or 10 years. Even being a general manager will probably take you more. It could take you 10 years. Becoming an assistant general manager maybe 5 years, general manager more than 5 years, 10 years maybe. So, a long-term goal is also achievable, but then you have to break it down into steps and get there. And then there are some other types of goals. Like some goals are personal goals, like I want to become slimmer, or I want to become a singer. Okay, personal goal. Social goal. Social goal is when social activities. I want to join some prestigious club, or I want to get a big car. Okay, I want to build a big house. Financial goal. I want to save enough money for my retirement, or I want to buy a BMW car or Mercedes by the time I'm 40. Or career goal. Career goal is I want to become the general manager, like we just saw, general manager of a company in 10 years time. Something like that. These are all different types of goals. Let's see what they are. So what's a personal goal? It could be reading a book, start reading a book, run in a marathon. It could be physical, mental, or intellectual goals. You could, I would like to do some courses. My goal during the lockdown was I would like to read as much as I can, which I did. I read a lot of books, which I was unable to do due to my work schedule earlier. But then that goal was to read at least 10 books during the lockdown, which I did, and then do some online courses. So that was the goal. Maybe I could not finish all the online courses that I thought I could do, but most of them, about 80% of them, I completed. So that is a intellectual goal. It could be a physical goal where you want to run, you want to, learn a new game, you want to participate in a new game, or it could be a mental, goal where you want to achieve something. Okay, so all these are personal goals. And then what's a social goal? It's a social reward of any kind. a desired social reward. It could be, like I told you, membership in a club, or buying a car, or getting an education. I would like to, join the IIM, get a seat in IIM, or maybe join one of the prestigious management colleges that are in India or abroad, whatever. That could be a goal. That could be your social goal. It gives you a lot of social prestige when you achieve a goal like that. And then financial goal, like I said, sufficient wealth to retire or start earning at the age of 25. A student's goal could be that I would like to become self-sufficient or independent, financially independent by the time I turn 25. I don't want to ask my parents for any more money. By the time I finish my graduation or post-graduation, I should be able to stand on my own 2 feet by the time I'm 25 and, be independent, financially independent. That could be a goal. I know many students who do that even now. Even while studying, they do some part-time work for their pocket money. They do some part-time work in order to gain experience so that they can get a better job than everybody else. So that is a financial goal. What's a career goal? A career goal, like I told you, people who are studying and studying for a career, studying towards a career, their career goal is choosing the correct position or profession. Actually when you choose BBA, you're actually making a career choice, right? Instead of going for engineering or maybe medicine or pharmacy or whatever, so many options you have nowadays. So instead of going, you have chosen to do BBA. Why have you chosen? Because you are more inclined towards management, and you think maybe that this is what the world needs at the moment. This is what is the in thing at the moment. This is where your talent lies. So you have chosen management. So this could be a career choice. It could be a career goal. Become an area manager within the next 2 years. Once you pass out and join some company, your next short-term goal could be to become an area manager within the next 2 years. That is a career goal. So, goal setting is easy, but then developing a plan to achieve the result you desire, that is important. Like I always say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Goal setting is also the same. If you just have a goal and have no plan to get there, suppose you want to go to Hyderabad, but you don't know how you want to go. You really don't know how much money you have, how much you can spend. So how do you go there? Do you go there by flight, by train, by bus, by car? You have no plan. And then you wait till the last minute. You will not get any flight tickets. You will not get a train reservation. You probably will not be able to hire a car as well. So your plan goes, awry, or you cannot succeed in getting to that goal. So unless you plan how you want to get there, depending on your resources, every goal, when you plan, you have to think about the resources you have. What are the resources available? How can you make the best use of the resources available to you to get there? So all this takes a little bit of planning. If you plan well, you can do it within the resources, within the time frame, and achieve your goal. So why do you need a goal? So establish your ultimate destination. Unless you have a goal, how do you know what you want to achieve? So goals are actually pointers for us. They give us directions. So even a GPS, if you sit in a car and, unless you give it some destination, will it be able to tell you the way to that place? Can it give you directions? No. Even a GPS needs a particular destination, a goal. So in life, all of us need to have some goal in order to, achieve something. And then identify the roads that get you there. Even like I said, in a GPS, there are 2 or 3 ways you can get there. It tells you the fastest way. Similarly, even in achieving your goal, you should know which is the fastest way, which is the easiest way, which is the best way to get there. I'm not saying that you should take shortcuts, but you should be smart in trying to get there. And you should also know when you have arrived at that goal. Suppose you think in the first semester, I want to get 80% marks, and you have achieved that in the first semester. So is that goal enough for the second semester? No. You've already achieved your goal, so 80% is not a goal for you anymore. You should go beyond that. You could think about becoming a first ranker in the class, in the university. So that could be your next goal. So if you know when you've achieved your first goal, you can go on to the next one. Suppose, I want to give up soft drinks, and I have been able to do that in 1 month. So what should be my next goal? Probably try to avoid anything that is sweet if it's not good for me. That is, if somebody is a sugar patient or is a diabetic, his immediate goal should be give up drinks, soft drinks. Next goal could be give up sugar in tea and coffee. Next goal could be give up sugar in stop eating all the sweets. So you should know when you get there, and then think ahead and plan ahead and reach the next destination. What are the benefits? If you set goals, you have less stress and anxiety. When exam time comes, if already your goal is to score 80% and you're working towards this, will you feel any stress when exam time comes? Probably not, because you've already well on the way to reaching there. So if you have a proper goal, you have less stress, you have less pressure, less tension. So having a goal makes you stress free, and then you can concentrate better, because you know what is to be done, you know how it is to be done, so you can concentrate, focus on the task. If you have no goal, you would be doing this and you'd be doing that, and you probably wouldn't get anywhere. So you can concentrate on the things you need to achieve, and then you have more self-confidence, because you have a systematic approach. I'm sure a person who's thinking of achieving 85% or 90% has a schedule he has to follow. I'm going to study for 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, do all the other activities in between, reduce my social media time, reduce my time with my friends, probably not miss out altogether, but reduce it as far as possible. So that makes it gives the person more self-confidence and perform better in the field. You can only, you know what steps you have to take, so you perform well in the field, because you've been practicing, you're aiming for that. So if, just take the example of if you want to run a marathon. A marathon has been announced in Kakinada or Hyderabad, and then on the final day you want to participate, but you didn't practice, you just went in and started. I'm sure after running, suppose it was a 10K run, after running for 2 kilometers or maybe 3, I'm sure you will run out of gas or run out of steam, and you will be tired, your legs will ache, you will be panting, and you'll probably want to just sit down or take rest, or you will go to a slow crawl. But if the same thing you had thought about it earlier and you wanted to participate, if you did a 2 to 5 kilometer run every day, somewhere practice every day, and then practice for say a month before joining the marathon, and then you did the marathon, I'm sure you would be able to, may not come first or second, but you would be able to complete it with a lot other people. You would probably be able to run the 10K within good enough time which you feel satisfied. See how when you plan and when you perform, you feel better, you can perform better than others in the field when you have a set goal. If your goal was to participate in the marathon and then complete it, if you want to win it, that's an altogether different route you have to take. You have to work really hard. But then even to complete it, you have to work at it. So you perform better if you have a goal. So how can we achieve the goals? We've been talking about having SMART goal, about having individual goals, social goals, financial goals, and other goals. But how can you achieve these goals? There is a smart way to do that. Let me tell you the smart way. So, effective goals are always SMART goals. What are the 5 SMART? What is S stand for? Specific. If you want to achieve your goals, your goal has to be specific. If you say, I want to achieve good marks in my semester, will you achieve it? Maybe you getting 60 now. 62 is good enough? Or is 70 good enough? Or 75 good enough? What is good? Does good have a number? What is good for you may not be good for your parents, may not be good enough for your teacher. So what is good? So be specific. 75%, 80% is good. So I want to get 80% in my exams. That is a specific goal. I just want to get good marks is not a specific goal. I just want to reduce my weight is not a specific goal. I want to reduce 3 kgs in 1 month is a specific goal. I want to run the marathon and complete it is a specific goal. I just want to run the marathon is not a specific goal. Then be measurable. You should, okay, I think we'll go to the slides and you can see. So specific is when I want to achieve 60% in the semester. If you say I want to pass, I just want to complete it. That is not a specific goal. Then a specific goal will answer these questions. Who is taking action and who is affected? What is the result I want to achieve? What is the result? That is specific. You know, it should be result oriented. Where is this specific location? When do I need to complete this goal? Specific goal will also have a time frame. I want to achieve 75% marks, full stop. No. Time frame in my mid exams. That is the time frame. Okay. Are there restraints or requirements that have to be met? Yes. So which are the requirements to be met? That is, how much do you have to study? How many hours do you have to study? So just saying I want to get 85% marks in mid exams is not a goal. It is a goal, but then how do you achieve it? You have to set a small goals like I want to study. I have to study for 2 hours or 3 hours each day. That is a specific goal. And then why? Because what happens when you achieve this goal? Why is this goal important to you? What happens when you achieve this goal? So your specific goal should answer all these questions. So it should be measurable. That is, when you reach that goal, you should know when and how you will reach that goal. So let's see, for example, if you have a measure for the entire project, as in our example above, reaching 750 customers, you can determine how much of your daily workload should be. Okay, this is a little complicated, so I will tell you, I'll give you a simple measurable goal. If you are a sales manager, if you are a sales executive, so you could say, I want to achieve in the next 1 month, I have to make 100 sales. 100 sales in the next 1 month is my target for this month. This is measurable. If you reach 70, you know that you've done received only 70% result. If you've done 90, you know you've done 90%. Work has gone into it and you've got the 90% result. If you've achieved only 50, it means you have not lived up to what you wanted to do. You have not achieved your goal because you've only put in 50% hard work and you've only achieved. If you just say, I want to increase my customers, increase my sales for the next month, is it measurable? Even 50, if you've increased it by 50, you have increased it. Where is the goal? Where is the satisfaction? Where is the achievement? So, whenever when you set a goal, it has to be measurable. I just want to improve my marks. That is not a measurable goal. From 60, you could go to 62. Is that improvement? Is that what you call improvement? So, it has to be measurable in the sense that you have to set a figure to whatever you want to achieve. It could be the number of customers, it could be the number of marks, it could be the number of things you want to do, it could be anything, but it has to be measurable. If you're reading books, I want to read 3 books in the next 30 days. That is measurable. If you're not able to read the 3 books, it means you have not lived up to your goal. That means you've not achieved your goal. If you say, just want to read books in the next 30 days, you could have done 1 book, 2 books, but it's not enough, right? So, measurable. How much, how many, how often? And only then will you know whether you've reached your goal. Achievable. Is your goal achievable? Again, sometimes most of us set targets, like, I see students do this most of the time. They say, I want to achieve 80% results and in 30 days, and then I would be, I'll study for, every day I'll study for about 16 hours. Is that realistic? Is that achievable? Or I want to get like 95% in my university exams. Is that achievable with your effort? You've just a 60% student. Is it achievable getting 95%? No, right? So your whatever you aim at has to be achievable. A company could say, we want 0 maintenance after implemented total quality maintenance within the next 3 years of time. If a company says, we want no more breakdowns from now on, is that achievable? No more breakdowns. No breakdowns should happen. So it's like saying, in a class there should be no failures. Is that possible? But if they say that everybody in the class should be trained in such a way that they pass the exam. So for that, we will see that they get extra study hours after class so that they pass the exam. That is achievable. But if you just say no more breakdowns or no more failures, is that possible? Not possible. But you can do it if you have an achievable target. We're going to do this, and with that you have to achieve that. So it has to be achievable. Whatever the constraints are there, you should be able to remove the constraints. So when you say, I'm going to study for 16 hours, not possible. 8 hours is for sleep and 16 hours are waking hours. Can you study every waking hour? Probably not. I'm sure not, because you have to do all your daily things, and then you have to eat, and you have to go to college, or even if you're at home, you have to do so many other things. Not possible. So have an achievable target. So don't have it too high, like I said, 16 hours. Don't have it too low. Say I want to study for 2 hours a day. But will that 2 hours a day, will you get 80% marks? Probably not. Just right. Probably 8 hours a day study is possible. 2 hours in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening, 2 in the night. Very much achievable, right? So when you set your goals, do it that way. Achievable goal. If you say, I will study for 16 hours at a stretch, is that possible? Can you study for 2 or 3 hours at a stretch without taking a break? Even your mind needs that rest. That's what happens. You set a goal which is not achievable, and then you give up because it's not conceivable. You can't do it. You try it for 1 day, and this is too much. I just cannot handle it. And then you give up completely. So in the beginning itself, make your goal and set your goal in such a way that it is achievable. If you break it up saying 2 hours every 8 hours every day, 2 hours break, 1 hour break after every 2 hours, that is achievable. Realistic. A goal should be realistic also. If you are a 50% student, you can't say, I'm going to be university first. Some parents are not realistic. They will say, my student has to get into a first rank in the next year. If he's been not been a very studious person, suddenly he cannot become a first ranker. So you have, even for yourself, set realistic goals. Don't set too high goals and then fail. If somebody sets, somebody is like 80 kilos of weight, and they say, in the next 6 months I'm going to lose 40 kilos. Is that realistic? He'll fall sick, he or she. So it has to be realistic. Things like, I want to read 100 books in the next 1 month. Not possible. So let the goals be realistic. Unrealistic goal could be, after graduation, I want to become the CEO of a company. Unless your father is a Mukesh Ambani or Anil Ambani, not possible. So, but if you say, after completing graduation, with 75%, get a job paying at least 30,000-40,000 a month. Very realistic, right? So getting 40,000 after graduation is possible. There are companies where the students are getting a job, 40,000-50,000 a month is possible. But only the good students do that. Only the hard-working students, the students who are studious, who work towards, who work on their communication skills, who work on their knowledge base, all those students get these jobs. So you can have a realistic goal like that. You can't say, I want to become the CEO. So you need to be realistic when you're setting a goal. So do I have the resources? Realistic means, do I have the resources? Do I have the, if I want to become, get a seat in IIM, Ahmedabad. If you're doing your graduation, I want to go to IIMA, Ahmedabad. I want to join one of the prestigious management colleges in India. Possible. But is it achievable? But is it realistic? In the sense that, are you putting in that much hard work? Are you, very good in your subject? Are you reading the newspaper and very good in all the current affairs? Are you very good in aptitude? Are you putting in hard work continuously on all these things? Are you trying to upgrade yourself in some way by doing some other courses? Only then it becomes realistic. Otherwise, it is unrealistic. Do I have the resources? Do I have the support of others? Generally, when you set a goal, it's good to let somebody else know about your goal. That's why they say write it down. If you're trying to give up something, smokers also are asked to write it down. Because when you write it down, when you see that every day in front of you, makes it more, it reminds you every time that you have this goal. And if you tell your close ones, like your parent or your brother, if you're trying to deviate from your goal, they will remind you, oh, you were supposed to give up soft drinks. Why are you having a Coke now? So they will remind you once in a while what your goal is supposed to be. And then you would be able to get back on track. If you make a goal and then you don't tell anybody, you're trying to, cheat yourself maybe. Because if you do not reach that goal, nobody else knows. So it's very easy for you to give up. So try to be, write it down some way. Tell a few friends what your goal is. Then you'll have the support of others. What knowledge or expertise am I lacking that I will need to locate or learn? So if you have an ambition or a goal of reaching IIM, possible, achievable, but how realistic is it? Are you working hard? Do you have the expertise? Or how are you going to make up for that? What are the things you need to learn extra? What are the expertise you need to have to reach that? Have I prioritized this new goal with existing goals? So if I say I want to go to big IIM and study in IIM, but here you're not coming to college, attending college for the regular classes, is that a little contradictory? Your prioritization, you have to first complete your course with good marks, with good knowledge, only then aim for the next one, right? So you should get your priorities right. So unless you do the first step properly, then you can't go to the next step. So that's an important thing when you're thinking about a goal. So unrealistic goal. This little fish wants to fly into that unrealistic, right? Unless it does a lot of practice. Time bound. Another important thing is, unless we give ourselves a time frame, it's very difficult to achieve a goal. Suppose I say I want to lose weight. I could lose it in 1 month, 6 months, a year, probably in 5 years' time I will lose 2 kilos. But is that what my goal was all about? No. My goal was probably to lose 2 kilos in the next 3 months or 2 months. So time is very essential. If I say I want to get 80%, is it this year, mid-sem, second sem, exam, final exam, this year, next year, when? So you should have a time frame. I want to score 80% in the mid exams or in the first semester, second semester, whatever, wherever you are. So a goal should have always a time frame. Making sure you set your goal with a time limit. Example, I wish to reduce my weight. Bad example, there's no time frame. I wish to reduce my weight by 10 kilos within 6 months. That is a goal. That is a time-bound goal, realistic goal, specific goal, smart goal. See, specific, how? 10 kilos. Time-bound, how much? 6 months. So, and achievable. If you are say 18 or 19 and you are 70 kilos or 80 kilos, it is achievable. So why goals fail? Why do we have these goals, but why do we fail? Why do they fail? So let's see why the goals fail. First is, it is not detailed enough. We just think, I want to score those marks, I want to read, but we don't plan further. If you really want to reduce your weight, can you just eat like before? Or can you just relax like before? Probably not. You'll have to cut down on all the fatty foods, or you have so many diets now, keto diet, this diet, that diet, but each diet has a specific schedule you have to follow. Each diet has specific procedure that you have to follow in order to reduce that diet, right? Reduce your weight. So again, your goal has to be detailed. I want to reduce, but I don't know what diet I want to follow. Is it the General Motors diet? Is it the keto diet? Or just a fruit diet? I really don't know what I want to do. But then the time comes and you really don't know what to do. You mix up everything and you'll never get there. So you should have a detailed plan. I want to follow this plan and achieve this target. So your plan has to be well scheduled. There has to be a plan for you to succeed. Then rewards of goal is not there. Once you reach there, what is your reward? So, generally if it's marks, I'm sure the parents will reward you, or you can reward yourself. You can take a 2-day break without touching any books. You can read or watch some television which you have not watched, some series. Reward yourself with something, buy yourself a new dress. Whenever you reach a specific goal, try to reward yourself. That makes you happy. And I'm sure if you have a goal which your parents also know about, they will reward you, or you can reward yourself. The goal was not smart enough. If any of the SMART are not there, it is not smart. And then there are chances of failing. So see that your goal is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. And your goal is not believable and little commitment is there. You want to lose weight, you're not sure, or you want to get those marks, you're not very particular. Then if there is no commitment from your side, you're sure not going to achieve that. And then keep changing, always keep changing the goal. I want to do this, I want to do that. That could be a goal. So don't keep changing. And it should not be a secret. And your goal should be clear, and central purpose of goal is the starting point of all success. If you have a goal, that's the starting point of success. So with that, we will come to the end. It's means of identifying and plotting how you're going to achieve your aims and accomplishing them. So goals are important to you, for your career, for yourself, for your success. So try to have some goals and make them smart goals. Thank you.